Today's going to be a little bit of a unique webinar. We're going to do a little unboxing today. All right, so we're going to activate a new account of Lendingwise and show you guys how it works right out of the box and originate a loan at the same time. So, before I do that, would like to, explain a little bit about who we are and what Lendingwise is, and without further ado, let me explain. So Lendingwise is a turnkey digital lending platform, and we work with brokers and lenders of all sizes across the commercial private lending landscape, covering CRE, fix and flip, rental, construction, bridge, agency, even SBA, and some business funding products, all in one system. So we launched in 2017. We've had over 150,000 loans created in the system, estimated around 35 billion in loan volume. There's a whopping 4,000 active users across 300 companies that use us. Okay, so those users include their loan officers and their broker network. Okay, and underneath, what everyone loves about Lendingwise is it's a CRM system. Okay, it has an LOS built in. It's a marketplace connecting you to all the right wholesale lenders and investors to help you get your deals done. You can actually add your own capital providers to the marketplace, and the system will know how to match your loan to the right capital provider. And we even have a servicing module built in. So, all the direct lenders that use us want to service their loans, we got you covered. So, one of the reasons why, several reasons to work with us, we help you launch quickly, right? So we've got a white glove onboarding service that will help you get everything up and running, usually within 30 days. Okay, we follow a very organized timeline. Looks something like this. We get to know you and your business intimately, and we focus on the core features that matter most to you and your org. And we'll do it, in organized sessions throughout, a 30-day period. Some people need a little bit more. Some people need a lot less. It all depends on your unique needs. And once you do it and do it right, you're going to see a huge lift in user adoption across your borrower base, your broker base, your loan officers, your sales team, right? Like your back office, your processing, underwriting teams, right? They're all going to be unified on this one centralized all this centralized platform. So everyone will see real-time updates on all their loans, and when people are making notes or pinging people on required docs, everything is visible, and we're gonna show you guys how that works today. We're very affordable. Our architecture is highly scalable, right? So what I mean by that is, this is a bird's eye view of our architecture. Everybody gets a back office platform where they will have, their main power users, their team, managing a pipeline of loans. And we have what's called, branches down below. They represent your sales channels. Different companies have different use cases for these branches. And, so your main branch will always be there for you and your team. And so you could have loan officers or brokers under that branch, and they bring in borrowers, and borrowers have loans, right? So these borrowers can log in, see their loans. Brokers or loan officers can log in and manage their borrowers. And a branch manager can kind of oversee all this, right? So if you want to have multiple branches, that's great for account executives, different divisions or satellite offices, net branches throughout the country, or even white labeling the platform for third-party entities or correspondents that are reselling your loan products. And they can have their own broker base and loan officer base in their own white labeled version of the platform that you guys create, right? So if you come in here, create this whole account, customize it with your loan product, your own proprietary workflows and business logic, you can actually share that with third parties underneath you, and they can take advantage of the architecture of our system here. And it's all web-based, right? It's all backed up on AWS, and everything's aligned with SOC 2 and PCI compliance, encrypting, backing up all your data and all your documents that are uploaded. So our system is going to really streamline and consolidate a lot of tools that many of you are using in a fragmented way, right? So you don't need to have Google Drive or Box, and I've seen people come to us with like using Trello and some random CRM, and they're sometimes using Encompass because that's all they know. And so really, we're going to give you everything you need all in one system. And really, you know, this is it. This is the core features that we're going to demonstrate today. And it's all in one cloud platform, right? So the ability to intake a loan, right? And this is a universal smart loan application that works for any type of loan. And you can customize your own loan products as well. And the system knows what questions to ask based on the product type. And we split it up into a quick app and a full app. So that way it knows to ask just the right questions at the right stage that the borrower's in. And it knows what documents are needed to support that file. And we have login portals for all those user types that we mentioned earlier. And you can even white label everything under your own domain, right? So you could have, you know, app.abclender.com, and that whole application works on your domain. So it looks like you guys set up $1 million, you know, piece of technology under your brand. Okay, makes you guys look more professional, more invested in the industry, and creates more trust between you and your borrowers and brokers. Our marketplace tool is going to help you get the best rates, and, you know, fast, quick, and easy. And we even have a pricing engine that we're going to showcase to you guys today. And we have a e-sign tool built in. And one more tool you don't have to worry about paying extra for, like DocuSign or PandaDoc. It's built in, it's turnkey, it's several documents that are commonly used, like a term sheet or certain disclosures are already built in and e-signable. If you send us your own doc set, we can get in there and get those e-signed as well. You can customize your pipeline and your workflow steps. And that's really what separates one client from the next. How well they customize their pipeline and what workflow steps is really what separates them from the next company and makes them, you know, more efficient. We try to give us, you know, best practices around that. Our system is turnkey around some of it, but everybody's different in how detail oriented they are. And so, you know, we're going to cover that in today's call. And this is one of my favorites here, the doc collection engine. Oh, this thing is so cool. It can on autopilot, go after your borrower and ask them to upload all the missing documents. So as your underwriter adds new required documents, right, the system knows what docs are missing or needed. You know, if some of you are brokers, right, it doesn't matter, right? So as long as you're following along with what, you know, your lending partner is doing on the loan and they add conditions to the loan, you're going to want to update it inside the system so your borrower is constantly seeing the updates and uploading everything into your Lendingwise system. So that way you are building and maintaining and owning the full loan file, and you know, you can hand it off to your lender much easier that way. And then we have a document assembly tool here powered by Google Docs and Google Sheets where you can auto-generate your own templates. So whether it's for an executive summary, a disclosure, a loan payoff, or you know, deal sizers, right? We can auto-generate almost any type of loan document or template as long as we have the fields in our system. And then last but not least, it's the loan servicing module, where it helps you track your payments and have a ledger and accounting of everything that's owed on loans that are in servicing, including for rehab and construction loans. You have the draw management and budget management tool as well. So let's go straight into lendingwise.com. Actually, let's do it over here. So this is really cool. If you come to our homepage, you literally can select the products that you want. Okay. We have bridge, fix and flip, rental, DSCR, construction, CRE, SBA, biz funding, even equipment loans, right? You click on start lending and, you know, obviously fill out this information. You could say I'm a direct lender, an enterprise financial institution, I'm a multi-broker team, or even if you're just a single broker. Okay. Enter how many people you have. And all this information is pretty self-explanatory. and you go to create your account. And we have a few extra loan products that you can actually sprinkle in there: invoice factoring, purchase ordering, right? Land loans, right? So we'll just leave this as I selected it as is. Tell us a little bit reason what you're trying to do with our software, so we get to know you a little bit. Continue to my account. And you'll have a couple options, right? We try to cater to a lot of different budgets, okay? So we have a small plan. It doesn't come with all the bells and whistles, but it's a good starter plan to get you involved in our platform, start using it to be organized with your pipeline. You know, it'll have some of the e-signable docs that you'll need. You'll have a quick app and full app to take in loan scenarios, and you can have some customizability on the fields and workflows and required doc logic. Okay, and most importantly, the doc portal for borrowers to see what's going on and upload their docs. You know, these other things will be add-ons, right? So if you want the lender marketplace, that's an extra $200 a month. You have to pay extra for that. You want the loan servicing, again, that's another $200 a month for that. If you want the website template, if you want white labeling, meaning everything's masked under your domain, those are all add-ons that you can put in. But if you look at this plan, we kind of throw in a lot of those items for you and package it up in a deal, and we give you, you know, 5 back office and 5 loan officer level users. Okay, and if you notice, you know, you can add, you know, more users as necessary, and the more users you have, the lower the price goes. And again, it's the idea of trying to make the system, you know, very affordable as you grow and scale. Okay, and then in this professional plan, you're going to get a lot more horsepower, right? You're going to have the doc generation tool powered by Google Docs and Sheets. You're going to have access to the full portals for all your users. You're going to have a lot more customizable reporting, you know, exporting data, importing data for loan tapes and loan servicing, third-party integration so you can pull credit and, you know, quickly do a soft credit pull, order AVMs, appraisals. We have a PeerStreet integration. We have an API tool and webhooks to send data in and out. And we even throw in a website template for you, which I'm going to show you today how to create that. And the marketplace we throw into the plan, and loan servicing gets thrown in there as well. And the white label, that's an extra $200 a month. And we reserve that for the enterprise plan here. But this is typically what most people go for. So we'll quickly activate this. And here we go. And we have a pricing engine tool. That's an extra $200 a month. We could add that if we want. And just so you guys know, there is a coupon code that's just good for the next 10 days for you guys. So if I throw this code in here, if you guys don't write it down, let us know. We'll email it to you when you're ready to activate. And it'll instantly give you 20% off. Okay, so that's a big savings there. Proceed to checkout, and we'll do that. That's fine. And so what I'll do is I'll move this off screen so you guys don't see my billing information. Give me 1 second to activate this. All right. Here we go. 1 second. 08690. This is the first time we're doing this, so this is really, really exciting. So I just filled that in. Let's activate the account. All right, so we got our account activated. Pretty cool, right? So it does ask you to do a few things, right? Like we want you, there's a 4-step little process here that we want you to consider and do before you get fully activated, right? Onboarding template, right? We'll take a look at that. Little onboarding questionnaire, right? Let's take a look at that. Let me see. Let's open this guy up. So this is a Word document. It's meant to be circulated between you and your team, right? And what it does is it takes all the default settings of our platform, puts it in a Word doc, and it allows you to kind of, plug and play the values in here. How do you want your, loan stages to flow? And what permissions do you want to give all your users when loans are in certain stages? Right. So this is pretty easy to figure out and fill out. Our back office team, our onboarding team will set all this up for you. So on day one, your system is already that much closer to going live, right? And these are some sub statuses. They act as tags. You can run reports against this, and you can have pipeline reports, exportable CSV reports based off of these types of statuses. So these come out of the box already like this. But you may have your own tagging system and naming convention. So feel free to kind of add, remove, or edit any of those. And, setting up your default required docs. Okay. So what this is telling us what are your default required docs based off certain loan programs and who's required to upload those items. So it's a nice little grid explaining like, this is the stuff that we already have in there. And you can specify like, hey, certain loan products that you offer are going to require certain unique types of docs, okay? And then these are all your workflow steps, right? So you can break this out into application workflow, processing, underwriting workflow. Keep in mind, again, I'm gonna repeat this, all this stuff is already defaulted for you in the system, but everyone's different. The industry is not standardized, so you're gonna wanna come in here and specify, what you do and how you do it and when you do it. And this template is a great way to get your system really fine-tuned, right? So that's it. That's a simple onboarding template. That questionnaire just takes you to like a Google form. It asks a little bit more details. And this is the knowledge base. This is a great tool that just walks you through, how our system works. If you're the type of person that wants to dive deep into some literature and really read and watch some videos, our whole knowledge base is really dialed in to give you some details on how our system works. And then we have a really nice video library that also gives you some deep dive material to really learn the system, right? But most importantly, you're going to want to get to know our onboarding team, right? So Miguel's one of our lead customer success managers. You book a time on his calendar, and they'll work on showing you around. Ideally, if you get that template filled out and questionnaire filled out prior to your kickoff, you're going to have an awesome kickoff call because you're going to start seeing all of your customizable loan stages. Everything that you put in that template will already be done for you. So it's super cool. All right, so let me pull up the welcome email. All right, one second. Here it is. Let me pull it in over here. All right, so I put my name as test, but that was the email that I used. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and let's go ahead and log in now. Let me copy this URL. And now we're going to be able to log in and start playing with Lendingwise right out of the box. Let's go here, and then password is, there we go. Awesome. All right, so this is giving you, what we do is every month we show you what our recent releases are. We always are adding new features, we're updating existing features, and yes, we do have bugs, and when we do, we fix those guys, we squash them, okay? And we like to keep everybody informed what's going on at all times, okay? At any point in time, you could always check those out by going to the Help Center, and you can see what all those new releases are by clicking here, okay? And while we're at it, the Help Center is a great tool that's always available. On every page, you'll see the Help Center. You open that guy up, you got the knowledge base, submit a ticket, start a live chat. We even have a university that kind of teaches you how to use the system with multiple lessons, Okay, multiple lessons in many different areas. Okay, and got our FAQs here, video library. You can schedule training on the fly, update your billing. We actually have a weekly training program. Every week we do a live Zoom for everybody. You click on that, and here you just sign up, and here you go. Every week there'll be a training for you guys to jump into live with our onboarding team. So let me go back to the dashboard. This is just one of our weekly training announcements. Do not remind me again. And so let's go straight into we can start creating a loan right out of the box. And let's see how our loan products look out of the box. Okay. So that was the name of our company. We don't have any brokers or loan officers created, or actually it did create one for me on as a sample one. And we're going to put this as an application started. We're going to set the loan program. Remember all those loan products that we selected early on? They're already created for us. Let's do a fix and flip. And right out of the box, I can set, these are all my sub statuses. I remember I told you guys a little bit about what those are. So we can put we'll do a little Jane Doe scenario here. Right. I'm gonna, for the sake of saving time, I'm not gonna do a full scenario here. Just give you a little teaser. Right. So we're literally creating a loan file right out of the box within minutes of signing up for an account, which is pretty cool. We're going to do a 12-month term, purchase price $500K, property value maybe $525, ARV $850, and say we're going to put $50K in reno. And it has all these calculations pre-built. LTC, ARV, right? You can put your property address in here. I don't know about you guys, but I'm pretty impressed with what this thing can do right out of the gate. We'll do this as a single family. Look at all these different property types that the system supports. Now, if you're saying to yourself, well, my company doesn't deal with these types of complex, CRE products. Can I remove those as options? Absolutely. In the back end, you can configure it to disable those types of properties. Okay. Maybe I want to get the Zillow value on that property. It takes me right away to the property, and I can punch that value in there. Is there a purchase agreement? When does it expire? Right? Save and next. We just created our first, fix and flip loan app. Maybe that was me doing a loan app, with a borrower over the phone, perhaps. But now let's back up a little bit. I promised you earlier that we would show you how to perhaps set up a website and start taking in deals right through your website. Okay. So when you go to lendingwise.com, under the services, go to website templates, click on the template gallery, and it gives you a list of templates that you can choose from. So you come in here and you click start, enter your information in here, click submit, and it sends you a link to start editing your site. Okay. That site looks like this is our template out of the box. Okay. So you would come in here, change your logo, right? Change some of these products that you may or may not offer, right? Come in here, I could relabel that. I can change that image, replace the image with something else, right? There's a big gallery of images you can change it with, okay? So it's all pre-built, right? But how does it know to hook up to your back-end system, right? So what we need to do is, that get a loan, right? It's linked to a demo account web form, right? I don't want to use this one. I want to use the right one, correct? So watch how easy this is to change. So some of you are freaking out looking at this code. Don't worry, easy peasy. We go back here. We're going to open up our branch area, right? So our branches are sales channels, remember? So every branch gets a web form, okay? So we'll go to the web form integration, and there's our codes, right? So the first one here is an iframe code. This is what you use to embed on your site, all right? And then you have one here that's called a multi-step. So what you can do is click on these links directly, see what they look like, kind of preview them out, if you will, right? So this direct URL is live, it works. You can send it to clients, they can fill this out. And these are your loan products right here, right? And boom, now this is ready to go and submit deals. Keep in mind, this is the full app. What I showed you a minute ago, we did a quick app, right? If I minimize this, here's the quick app version. Right, so if I click that guy, this is the one that we just did in the back end of the system as a loan officer. Right? This is what we just filled out. This is an example quick app, okay? So that's probably the one that I want to put on my website, right? So I would copy this code, right? And I'll come in here and just copy all that and paste in the new code, and that updates the template right away. So when something gets submitted there, I'm not sure which one I'm on right now. Yeah. So we'll update that. Sweet. So that's done. And I just swapped out the web form. So now anybody that clicks on get a loan or on any of those loan products, it's going to get submitted to my backend system, right? So if I were to fill this guy out, right? So now what we're going to do is we'll do a new scenario, Bobby Brown. I'll put Bobby at Lendingwise, right? Entity name, ABC, LLC. This is a limited partnership in Florida. Experience is 5. They've done 10 deals. I'm skipping fields, right? I want to save a little bit of time here. We got a lot to cover today. And keep in mind, there's a big point I want to drive home here, and that is on our web forms, if I were to pivot and change this to a construction loan or a bridge, like these fields, you know, say for example, rental loan, if I scroll down, you know, it's going to ask for the cash flow of the property. Right? I want to get a debt service ratio, cap rate calculated. It knows to ask different questions based on the product selected. And you have a lot of control over that as well, okay? So we got that selected. We got this, here we go. ARV, we'll call that 850 again, and say we'll put 50K in there. And there you go, everything's auto-calculated. You put your address. I like that same address again. All right, cool. So we're going to kind of start to move a little bit quicker here. If I click submit, it should take me to more than likely a thank you page, right? And that's it. That's all I need to do. You can have it redirect to your own landing page. Maybe you have some pixel tracking on a thank you page, so you can retarget them. I've also had this go to a calendar page where they can book an appointment with my loan officers so they can review that quick app, right? And verify everything's received and good, and issue a term sheet. So that keeps that follow-up in place, okay? Another thing that we can do is they can redirect to the required docs page. So some people say, hey, I want to receive supporting documents off of a quick app. You know, that's totally subjective, right? Do you want to ask for them to upload a driver's license and bank statements, purchase agreement, etc.? Maybe it's up to you. You can do that. In this example, it's not set to do that by default. Okay. So let's get back into our new account here. Right. And let's get back to, let's go to our pipeline. We should have 2 deals. Jane Doe and Bobby Brown just got created so far. Bobby was created. Let's find out from where. Created from the Quick app. Okay, cool. And how did Jane Doe get created? And she was created from the back office, right? And there it is. So now you know exactly where those deals got created from. So for Bobby that just submitted through the web form, let's go ahead and maybe we want to pool, soft pull, and let me see if that's going to work right out of the gate. Miguel, are you online? I don't want to click it if it's not going to work.
Yeah, it just needs to go to the full app and let's see for the date of birth and the address, current address.
Right. I should probably put my information there.
If you like it.
I mean, Bobby Brown isn't a real person, so I don't. So really all it needs is, does it need an address?
Yeah, the current address.
Uh-huh.
And
No,
then
not, it needs,
date of birth.
It needs this address right here.
Current, right.
Okay. We don't need that. Does it need date of birth?
Correct.
All right.
Let's save it to see. And also, you gotta accept the terms on their pipeline.
Are here? I thought did you happen to do that already, or?
Not yet, no.
So if I activate this now.
Register.
All right, so what you do is you have to set a threshold. So Aquilify is a partner of ours. They're the ones subsidizing the cost of this soft pools. And so what they if it doesn't meet your threshold, you're authorizing them to solicit the borrower to offer them a credit restoration program. And once they get their credit back to the threshold that you want, they notify you so you can start lending to them again. So in this case, you can set it to 580.
Then register.
Okay.
And then go back into the file.
All right. Perhaps I probably need to hit a refresh here.
Let's see. Let's try that out.
All right. Soft pool.
Oh, the phone number.
Oh yeah. The cell number.
Yeah.
All right. Hit save.
Let's try that. And also in the help center, we have an article explaining all the fields as well, just in case.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. So it does give you some granular details. So, it says this guy has a mortgage between 800 and $1 million. So it gives you some detailed information on the trade line stuff. And normally we're supposed to give you a score right there, no? Did it refresh?
Yeah. Another should be there.
All right, so there's your score. Not bad. All right, so I'm glad it wasn't a low score. It'd be pretty embarrassing. Okay, so that's one cool tool that's pre-built for you guys to utilize. So we're on this full app stage. I could call the guy up and do a full app with him over the phone, or if I'm really busy, I could, send him a link to the full app, right? But if I have enough information, perhaps I want to use the marketplace, right? And Miguel, while I'm doing the marketplace, get the pricing engine activated as well.
Done.
Okay. Let me get this going. 1 second. I just want to activate something. Okay, so what's the marketplace all about, right? So what we can do here is we've got a lot of different products in here. So here we have a fix and flip product category, sorry. And all this other data already came pulled in from the loan scenario itself. Okay, so I'll click search, and here we've got a list of lenders and their guidelines and their minimum maximum rate range, right? And it's got a nice little matching score, and it tells you which things matched or didn't match. Okay, if you click on the little plus icon here, it gives you a breakdown of their detailed loan programs, little summary there, and what is needed on submission of a loan. And we're updating this more and more. We're getting it more dialed in and accurate and more in depth. Eventually we'll have some links over here that take you to their website with the detail of their products and stuff like that. But what I love about this is how easy it is to scan through multiple lenders and with their guidelines. And keep in mind, you can add your own lenders in here. I mean, don't wait for us to add them. You can add your own, okay? Obviously, you'll be required to maintain the data points, the buy box, the underwriting, processing information, right? All that criteria is up to you to keep it up to date, but it's in your control, and then what you can do is you click on submit financing request, right? So if I were to click that button, this is the default point of contact over there. If you already have a contact, you can CC them here, type in the email that you want. And then this is the email template. This is like a default one that we choose for you. But guess what? Like usual, you can customize these templates and make it say something else with more information. And it has the mail merge functionality. So in our email template wizard, you could, auto populate other data points. Maybe you have the credit memo is a tool that you use to really explain, a detailed executive summary, on a deal, right? So you can make this even more robust if you want. And this is where you would choose the templates. So if you notice, this account comes with, geez, I don't know, what is that, like 20 different email templates? They all range from sales related, let the borrower log into their portal, the financing request, what we're looking at, some order form templates, missing document templates, some welcome email stuff, right? And you can always create your own. Right now you have 0 customized templates, okay? But you can create those yourself, all right? Another cool feature is the deal room, right? So what is that deal room? How does that work? So let's go ahead and open in a new tab. So Claire at Templeview, if I were to send this, this is what she's going to see. Notice how it's just the first name of the borrower, no property address, no last name. Borrower info is redacted. Property address is redacted. All we did was leave the city, state, and zip, right? Now, you can change that setting if you want to share more information, and that's fine. But for, if you don't feel comfortable sharing all that information, it's fine. This is enough for most lenders to review and determine eligibility, issue an LOI or term sheet. So I could fill this out if I was Templeview and submit the loan type, the term, the points, the LTV, FICO. I can upload my own LOI, put some details in here, right? So, if I were to do this real quick, pretend I'm Claire. Okay. This is Claire at tvc.com. I'm just making this up. So notice how Claire doesn't have to be a user of the system, right? If she was a user, all her information would have auto-populated, like my information did. So what we're going to do here is a bridge. It's a 12-month term. The rate's going to be 10. The points are going to be 2. Loan amount is the, I don't remember what that sample one was, but let's just call it 350. I need to be at 75. DSCR is not applicable. I want to be at a 680 plus, as you indicated, and say there's no prepay. I can upload a term sheet if I want. I can put, additional notes here, click submit, and that's it, right? So if I were to go back looking at this deal, I go to the offers section. Claire from Temple, you just sent me 10 and 2, 350. And now I can put some notes on why I like that deal or etc. Maybe I want to clone this, copy this offer and tweak it up a little bit because Claire told me that, if we go 80%, then the rate is at 12%, right? I can create my own offers too. So if I verbally get a quote from somebody else and they didn't use the deal room, I can punch that in as here as well. So I can organize all the different offers. Now this works for brokers working with lenders or lenders working with investors who are trying to get the best bid rate on a note when you're selling notes, okay? So that's marketplace, offers, and deal room all covered right out of the box, right? So let's talk about, for example, the pricing engine. I think, Miguel, you might need to turn on the permission for me. This user, so that pricing engine is really cool. So Zach, as the director of lender relations for us, he worked on it for many, many, many months. And he got a handful of lenders to participate, supply us with their rate sheets, underwriting guidelines. And we were able to kind of instantly price out bridge, fix and flip, construction, and DSCR. DSCR products have been kind of fun. Zach, do you want to say hello real quick and explain a little bit about what you did?
No, I appreciate the intro. Yeah, as Chris mentioned, we spent the last 3 months really, figuring out what that product suite is that we want to cover completely, which is the rental, bridge, fix and flip, and construction, which was the most recent addition that I'm really excited about. Just kind of being able to pivot from a rehab focused, loan, obviously, or a ground up loan to a rental or a DSCR, both, all products working harmoniously in the same engine. Was really exciting. It's just, one of those tools that I think we're pretty excited to show off, give you the ability to use. It functions, very much like the marketplace does in the sense that there's a community marketplace, but we also offer the ability for you to create a custom profile, add your lenders that only you can access, so you can complement the community engine with your private lenders as well. So
is
really,
this, Zach, do you see my screen?
I do.
Is this so we're on the community profile here. We're load scenario. Is this the one right here you want to load up?
Yeah, I think fix and flips just always the cleanest example. You see a good mix of lenders here. This is the community pricing engine. What you're looking at is, again, very standard pricing. One thing we have to make sure we do in the community is make everything on an even playing field. So what you're seeing at 102% of par is 2 points origination. So if you're a broker looking at this, Civic is charging 2 and 7. I forgot what that rate was. And those are the corresponding rates. There is the ability to put buy down charts in there. So you can see when you're at 0 origination or 1 origination, what the rate would be. Really the ability to customize this for your products. And then of course, for the existing products, we haven't found something that we haven't been able to do yet. So again, you're looking at a community engine, and then you can change the profile where, again, you will see these loan products, and then you will see whatever products, that you add to the engine as well, in a private mode. And I think right now for the first month, if you add the pricing engine on, we'll build up to 4 additional custom products for you. So in addition to that, you'll be able to put some products in and, really kind of see how it works to your specifications and compare it to other products. But really excited about this.
Awesome. If you guys have questions about it, go ahead and chat in the webinar. Zach's on here, Miguel's on here. They're acting as panelists. They can kind of answer some questions that I'm sure are popping through your minds about how this works, how that works. So go ahead, feel free to kind of chat in the webinar while I kind of move along our demo here today.
Yep. And real quick too, I'll say I'm going to put together a follow-up focused on the pricing engine specifically. So I'll send some follow-up emails after this. If you're looking to dive in further, we can do that.
Appreciate it. So let's get back. So we're originating a real loan right now, right? So we fast track a little bit here and say that, let's say we've got the rate and terms that we want to discuss with the borrower. Borrower is cool with a certain quote, right? Well, I want to send out a term sheet, right? I don't care if I'm a broker using the system, if I'm a loan officer working with a direct lender, right? Like, I got to go to the loan info section now. I got to send out a term sheet before my competition does, right? Keep in mind, remember this system that we just did, this is out of the box. We try to like showcase a lot of different fields for everyone's different use cases. Keep in mind, all these fields can be disabled on the, if you don't need them, right? So for example, who needs borrower occupancy? Like if you're in commercial lending, everything's investment, so you don't really need that there. You can customize the values of these drop downs examples as well, So maybe you don't need type of purchase. Maybe there's no use case for you. So some of this stuff you can absolutely remove and customize as well. Okay. But I know I just want to set the rate, 10%, interest only. It auto calculates the payment. And maybe we're putting 20% down. Maybe I got it approved at 10. Right. So I can make that change. All the LTV, LTC stuff changes on the fly there. And as far as points go, I'm going to charge, the lender needs to charge a point. Broker's going to charge a point. Great. Maybe I want to disclose there's an appraisal fee of $450, a processing fee of $850. Right? Maybe if I want to do estimated title insurance fees, it's really like up to you. If I don't fill anything out, it just won't show up on the term sheet, right? But I'll put the processing fee. Maybe I'll disclose this as $2,500. Okay. And what else? Required reserves. That's an overlooked important requirement. Say like, look, we need at least 3 months. And say the earnest deposit was $5K. I want this to be kind of accurate for them. So cash to close looks like this. And again, these are some miscellaneous questions that are relevant. If a lot of them will show up on the term sheet. Will there be a prepayment penalty? I can say yes. And I can select what kind of prepay penalty it'll be. Or I can, in this case, we said it was no prepay. Is there a purchase agreement? Yeah, expires on this day. Nice to know. Again, this is a cool box right here. This is boilerplate language, but you can alter it on the loan level. And you can also go in the back end and customize what your boilerplate language is here on this, like additional terms and requirements. Okay. And let me click save my work. And let's view the term sheet real quick, see what it looks like. Cool. So I guess, Miguel, you uploaded this sample logo, correct?
Right.
Yep. So if you had your logo in here, it would automatically populate on all your docs. Okay. And this is a term sheet ready to rock and roll, send out, and it's e-signable ready, right? But I'm just previewing it, making sure there's no typos. It looks clean, nice. Okay, cool. So watch how simple this is. I'm going to click on compose email, and I'm going to send this to this borrower, and I'm going to choose this template. I love the pre-approval email template. Just as a reminder, all these templates can be customized, and then they would be living under your customized template area. So this is like a pre-approval email. There's a link to the full app, and I also want to see a e-signable term sheet. So I'm going to click the blue PDF, right? Because it tells me e-signable for borrower is the blue version. If I wanted them to download and attach like a regular PDF, I'll do the red one. But that's all I need right there. Maybe I want to, maybe it's important I get a secondary document called a credit authorization. I'll include that. Okay. But notice that we have a 1003 in here, pre-approval letters, here's some other disclosures and things like that, right? We're constantly adding more and more documents to this thing. So let's go ahead and click on, I think that's all I need to do. I'm going to click send. Hey, Miguel, while we're waiting, activate some custom documents that might be commonly used.
Doing that right now.
Okay. So what just happened? I just sent out a pre-approval with an e-signable term sheet and a link to the full app. Okay. So let me see. Hopefully it'll get here in a there it is, super fast, right? So let me pull this over. So this was the email that just got sent out. Okay. You're pre-approved. Here's a link to the full app. And everything that I filled out on the quick app populates on the full app. So now keep in mind, we don't make a lot of fields mandatory by default. It's up to you guys to set that up. Okay. So I could make every single field here mandatory, so I won't be able to like skip stuff. So that is part of like our onboarding process. We ask you carefully, like, hey, how much of this stuff do you want to be mandatory? Okay. But it's pushing me through the process. List 3 examples of past deals, right? That's pretty granular, does borrower have any projects currently under progress? If yes, how many, right? Do they own investment properties? Yes. How many investment properties do you own? Do you have any professional licenses? Yeah, I'm a GC. What's your license number? What's your investment strategy? Yeah, I do residential new construction, and I do some buy and hold. Tell us a little bit more about your assets. All right, what's your net worth? Right, so I've got 250 in savings. I've got 500K in stocks. Great, I got an IRA 250. All right, I got a home that's worth 850. Right, I don't know. So it starts calculating the net worth. And you can put how much they owe. Yeah, I owe 500 on that, and it subtracts that. Schedule of real estate. They can upload it to the required docs section, or they can literally fill this out, right, and start building out a schedule of real estate, right? And they can keep adding additional ones, and they can have, are there any liens on that piece of property that they own, right? Is this already sold? So it's kind of building your track record and your current schedule of real estate. That's why we call it schedule of real estate owned and sold. Okay. And then here's those loan terms. Now, I could have locked them so it would be read only. I forgot to do that in our demo today, but I could have locked this. So it's just, I don't want him to change this on me, but you can lock that. And, property details, who do I access? Who can I contact to access the property? What's the lockbox number? Can we obtain interior access? Right? Good questions to ask. They belong on that full app. Who's going to be the title person? Or the attorney? Do they have their own attorney? Do they have escrow? Is there insurance agent? Right? Tell us a little bit more about the scenario and name of person, Bobby Tess. And here I can literally draw my signature. Maybe I couldn't finish half of this stuff. I can save and finish later. And then this URL is, I can return back to this URL and finish it. Pretty cool, right? I don't have to have a borrower portal. I could. We have it, we support it, but you don't have to use that. So now when I click submit, it's going to take us to the required docs. Actually, no, it doesn't look like it works like that out of the box, unfortunately. But perfect timing to show you guys where would you go to set that up. So let's go to, I like to go right here to the branches. And then we go here and we're going to go to the required doc settings. And remember, this is all the required docs that we have turnkey in the system, but on the full app, you know, I want business bank statements. If it's a condo, I want a condo questionnaire. If it's a fix and flip or new construction, I want the scope of work on the full app. Remember I said earlier, do you want it on the quick app too? Check it off. Or maybe you want to keep it simple and light on the quick app and you save all the document uploads for the full app. It's your choice, right? Okay. So I'm just going to check off some obvious ones. You know, it's signed term sheet. I'm not checking that off. It's so illogical, right? They don't have a term sheet yet when they're in the full app stage. So I'm not going to check that off. Voided check. Yeah, they probably have it, but are they really going to give that to me yet? Like, I don't really need it yet. We can ask for it while we're in processing. That's better. So choose wisely what you want. Now, this is all the business funding stuff. You can turn, you know, some of that stuff in, turn on, you know, when you have certain types of product, like an SBA product, etc. But I'm just fixing it up for right now for our current example. Let me see, give me 1 second. I think we were working over here. If I click back, I wonder if if I click submit on that same full app, yeah, this is the full app. So if I click submit now, those little tweaks I just made, it should ask for those required docs now. And there they are. So instead of going to the thank you page, it's going to ask for all those documents that I just specified. Something really cool about this, very big feature, nobody has on the market, the conditional logic, okay? It knows that it's a fix and flip and it's a condo, for example. You know, it knows what docs are needed, okay? Not only on the program level, okay? It could be property specific, right? Property type specific. So if it's a condo, you'll see a condo questionnaire here. If it's a Florida property, we need a spousal consent form, right? So what I'm going to do now is show you what I mean by some of that logic, right? So I'm just going to pick the condo questionnaire. I keep bringing that up. So here I'm setting, these are the settings for, so I could put a little tooltip description. What is this for? Why do we need it? And people will see it. Borrowers will see it on mouse over. What is this for? If there's a special templated version of that condo questionnaire that you want them to download, I would upload it here, or I would put the URL to it so they can download it. Who needs to upload this thing, right? Is it the borrower, the branch, the loan officer, right? Or is it just a back office only thing, right? What loan products does this document belong to? Well, it looks like in this case, all of them. It looks like I'm in my demo account. I don't want to confuse you guys. Let me get back out of here. Let's go back to this guy right here. And I want to like stay in this. 1 second. Settings, platform settings, required docs. Okay. This is the account that we unboxed today. So I don't want to mislead anybody. This is truly out of the box. And these are all your required docs. So that, again, there's that condo questionnaire. And then these are those simple little products that we enabled, right? So I can turn them on for commercial bridge, but it's illogical, right? Like a condo questionnaire doesn't belong to a commercial bridge loan type, right? What I'm going to show you now, these are like the very granular conditions. So I could say only if it's a purchase do I want a condo questionnaire. I don't need it on a refi. So you could get that specific if you wanted to. You know, only if it's in Florida, Florida property only, right? Okay. And the where's property type? Yep, property types are already set. So that logic is already built in for you. Okay. But look at the other parameters, how cool this is, right? Like I could specify documents based off the entity type, okay? By all the other property types. I want to, you know, it could be an assisted living facility. It could be a gas station, right? So I need environmental studies if it's a gas station, right? If they have really bad credit, maybe you want, you know, a lot of additional, you know, information. You know, if they're a foreign national, if they're cross-collateralizing, if it's a rehab loan, what are all the additional things that you're going to want and need? So you own the ability, you have the ability to specify all the conditional logic on your required docs, okay? Something else, got another surprise for you guys, the workflow steps. I haven't shown you what that looks like on the loan file yet, but these are all the built-in workflow steps. And guess what? That really smart logic that I just showed you, let me see if I can find one that makes business sense here. Looking for like review rehab construction budget, right? Like that's not a workflow step you want for every single loan, right? When you click on this, it's only going to show up if it's a new construction or fix and flip. These other loan products that you're involved with, processing, underwriting, originating, right? Like it's not going to show up for that. So you can customize your workflow steps, again, with all of these granular loan parameter rules, okay? You know, if it's an Alabama property and it's a refi, there's a law that says you can't do this and I need a special form, right? Let us know. What is that special form? Why do you need it? And these are the rules to when it shows up, okay? And I'm sorry, this is a workflow steps. This would be like more action oriented, like, hey, verify, you know, XYZ, you know, member, like say I have a good example. Let's take entity type. So say it's a general partnership. Whoa. And it's, you know, in this case, these types of loans on a general partnership, the workflow step would say, review operating agreement and make sure all members have signing authority. I kind of made some of that up, right? But you get the idea how you can dummy proof your loan processing and underwriting mechanics, right? And then you would put a sentence in here or 2 paragraphs if you want, right? And when you do that, let's take a look at how it all looks. When you click on this little green folder, right, you see your workflow steps here. So if I go ahead and apply this workflow, these are all the workflow steps. So obviously this was probably a fix and flip. There it is. You'll see, you know, review rehab budget. And then you see here on mouse over, verify budget is in line with market rates. That's the tooltip that shows the description. So if I did that, right, I check that off, I can make a note and I could say, hey, that needs manager review. Please review the budget line item on row 34 regarding the cost of new roof, blah, 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 blah. And then, you know what, I want to notify, you know, my underwriter. In this case, you know, I only have one user in my account, but in many cases, when you have more than one user, you'll see them here. And you can notify them. And you can send them a text message too, right? All right. And so these are your workflow steps. Kind of shows you what's done, what's missing, what's needed. These are all your required docs, okay? Shows you what's been uploaded, what's missing, what's needed, okay? And once all the, all right, let me see if I can go to the, let's go to the docs tab here. All right. So from that full app, I think the problem is I'm pivoting to a different browser. So just forgive me here. I think I'm pivoting over here. Where was I? I was turnkey right here. Yeah, I was working out of this box here, but then I also, here, this is where I was at. So if I were to upload any documents here, right? So I'll just upload, any item here. It automatically puts as pending review. And then when I go back, if I refresh, on this loan file, there it is, those business bank statements that was just uploaded. I can click on that and I'll be able to see it. I can also go to my activity log and I can see that user just uploaded that item literally 25 seconds ago. Guys, this thing is a Ferrari. You guys need to jump in here, create an account, and start lending. And you're going to see your business, streamlined. You're going to see your business grow, your user base, whether, I don't care how big your team is. We have clients that use our platform that are, 50 plus employees, and then they have hundreds of active brokers feeding them business, and they love this platform, right? If you're a small shop, this system, might look a little scary, but it'll be available on, it'll be turnkey, just like I showed you today, and you guys will be able to scale up really quick. So let me get back to my bearings here. So this is a cool feature right here I'm about to show you. This is probably one of the most, if I can say, magical features. Okay, watch this. I'm gonna review. Let's pretend, you got to use your imagination here because I'm trying to move quick here. Let's pretend some of these things were uploaded and they're incomplete. And this one says, okay. See how it's changing colors, right? Needs manager review. I can make some notes. I'll just, quickly put some blah, 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 blah. Now watch this. When I go to send an email, okay, I'm going to send this to the borrower. I'm going to CC, I don't have a broker or loan officer involved, but, pretend I did. I would select them. And I'm going to choose the loan status required docs template. Again, pre-built. And look at this. Look how magical that is. In the body of the email is all of the color-coded required docs that are missing and needed. Okay? With a link to upload everything. Okay? It gets better, guys. Watch this. Do you want to automate this email? You bet I do. And I want to send it out every day but only send it when the file is in processing or underwriting, right? Because if it's in clear to close or I kill the deal, right? I don't need to bother them with this thing, but anything in processing or underwriting, there's usually stuff that's missing or needed, right? And I want to be courteous to my client and my affiliates, my brokers. I want them to know what's going on every day. The system does it for you, okay? So when I click send, that sucker's automated. So anybody in your company, for example, that's processing or underwriting, right? If you come in here and make a change, they're going to see it in that new email. If I come in here and add, hey, I need an LOE regarding, bankruptcy, right? Hey, and then you can explain whatever, why do you need that bankruptcy LOE? And what does that need to look like? How detailed does it need to be? What does it need to include, right? And who do I need to notify? I need to notify the borrower for sure, and the broker or loan officer if they were, associated with this deal. And I click save, and that's it. They'll get that email with a link to upload that item. Okay. Now, what's really cool is, again, let's see what that looks like on the live email. 1 second, let me pull that up. One second, I'm getting it in my inbox.
You want to show how the email tracking works or no?
I'm just waiting. I'm waiting for that email to
Okay.
come in, but
Right.
I might just, for the sake of saving time, I'll pull in a different one, which is the same thing. It's this guy right here. This is what the email would look like, right? This is a different loan file, but it's the same idea. Color coded with the items that are needed, notes that were made by processing, etc. And click here to see to upload it. And then your logo would be here. The URL would be your own URL if you have the white label package. And it's showing you the target closing date, property address, the status, etc. Right? And they can drag and drop whatever's missing or needed. Just like that, right? There's no need for a borrower portal if they have access to this. But again, we have it if you want it, if you need it. They can log in if but I find that like borrowers forget their username and password. Then there's usually like a menu screen, they have to navigate around the pipeline and there's too many clicks to get to this section. Why not just give them straight to what everyone wants and needs is the missing doc, so you can move the file to clear to close, right? That's the key. So once you're there, right, let's get back to our live account here. Once you get everything all completed, you have a full package now, right? So now a couple things can happen. Maybe you want to share this file, right? I want to share the full app with all of the uploaded docs. Check this link out. Who am I going to share this with? You share it with title, you share it with your investors, fractional investors, your note buyers, or your lenders, right? And this is the full loan file from a data perspective, and then all of the attachments. In this case, remember I only uploaded one item, but if you had everything uploaded, it'd all be here, and then you can download it as a zip. The whole loan file will be downloaded as a zip file, and now you just gave your loan file to a third party, obviously a trusted third party that you choose, right? So that's a cool feature. And if you want to close the loan in-house, you got your loan docs here, right? So this is an example promissory note. Look how fast it auto generates our example loan that we just did. Ready to go. If you have your own loan doc set, send that to us and we can map the fields for you and pre-populate it for you. Okay. Let me see what custom docs we have here. So these are some example custom docs that we've done, stuff for FCI. Like here's like this was a bridge loan, or this is an example of a loan app that we did. So we've done all types of custom docs for people. Okay. What else can we talk? Oh, we have deal sizers too. That's a tricky one to show right now. But like, for example, like Turok has a deal sizer. We can auto generate it in Excel, right? If you have your own underwriting sizer, right, we can populate the data in the input fields on the spreadsheet. And then now, your master template is available inside every loan. So that's a cool feature that we can do. And so I think we can move into let's go to budget and draws. You can track some servicing related. Well, I just looked at the time. We really blew past our hour here. But this is our budget and draws, right? So you can see that like we have, we could set a draw request of 5,000 requested on this date. It's pending inspection. Maybe we will fast track the approval so it automatically gets funded. Click save, and then it'll show right there the total draws funded right here and how much is left in your escrow balance. We have a servicing module. I'm afraid we're not going to have time to get into that. We'll have to do a separate demo. That takes a little bit of time. There's a little setup that's involved in that, so I won't cover that today. But I think we covered a lot of ground on origination, the marketplace, the pricing engine. We covered a lot of the back end features and settings, specifically on the I didn't cover the dashboard too much. Let me see if I can get one of these. Hold on one second. Get back to, let's see, all right, sorry about that. I wanted to get this loan file needs a closing date. And once you set that closing date, that's what moves the file over to your dashboard. And now I've got a loan in my dashboard here for upcoming closings. Okay. So that is a cool way to see, important loans have a closing date. You can quickly see what's missing in the workflow, what's missing in the required docs. Okay. Another cool feature is right here, the ability to see all your loans in the various stages. So I'm pivoting over to my demo account because it has a lot of loan data. So now it makes sense to see I've got 14 million in completed apps with 32 files. Okay. So these are all your loan stages. And again, here's your pipeline showing you, all your loans in the various stages that they represent. Okay. I'm going to take a break now. I think we went past our hour. And what I want to do now, let's send out a quick little poll. And I'm going to launch it real quick. And it's just to ask you guys, how much did you guys see enough to want to get started and activate an account? And if so, what features did you like and need the most within your organization? Now, so it's a 2-question poll. It should have just launched to your screens. So that's usually, if you don't mind, just click a couple of the buttons there and let us know what you think about our platform. And hopefully you guys have been asking questions. If there's been any questions firing off, panelists, guys, Zach, Rob, let me know if you guys want to kind of open up any questions that kind of came up, but I feel bad I took away. Let's go ahead and let everybody take their time filling the poll. And I just want to thank everybody. I'm going to wrap up this demo. We took too long, but I want to thank everyone for giving me all their time and extra time covering the unboxing of Lendingwise. And I hope you enjoyed it. And we look forward to kind of working with you guys on a one-on-one basis and helping you scale and grow your platform.